I've been given a surprise Japanese ingredient with which I need to make a tasty dish that highlights that ingredient. These are the rules, but that ingredient is a Shishitou, which is a type of small green pepper. So my 30 minutes of research time starts now. So last time I made this kind of stuffed Shishitou, but the main reason that I got a bad score was because it was boring. So I'm hoping that this kind of skewer with a cool accent of umeboshi is going to be a bit different. So I've never cooked with swordfish before, so I'm a bit concerned. I'm just gonna double check that my kajiki is definitely swordfish. Maybe I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. And I think I'm gonna try using sesame oil and a different one using butter. No lid, and then okay. I can do this. Okay, I'm done, so now it's time to buy my ingredients. So I managed to get the last piece of swordfish, so now I'm just going to grab a couple more Shishitou from the balcony. And all I have to do with these is to cut off the tops and cut them in half. I'm now starting to wonder if I meant to actually cut them in half lengthwise. Let me cut one like that and see what it looks like. Okay, no, that seems weird and like the seeds are gonna go everywhere, so I think I'll just continue doing it this way. I think that's right. Then for the negi, which is also called a green onion, I just need to cut it into 2cm pieces. And now for the bit that I am most worried about, the fish. So my notes say to pat dry the swordfish, then cut it into 1.5cm pieces. Oh wow, so soft to just cut through. Then I salt the pieces, and I've decided to leave it on paper towels just in case the salt draws out any excess moisture. I don't think I'm going to make enough skewers that I need to cut this last fillet, so I'm going to put this one back in the fridge. And for the umeboshi sauce, I just need to cut up 2 of my umeboshi and then add a little splash of mirin, which will make it a little bit sweeter. I don't know why I was so worried about the fish. I mean, I just got a fillet, so it was actually very easy. So now everything is ready to go onto the skewers, so I'm going to stick to my blueprint and do it exactly how the recipe said of 2 pepper halves, a piece of swordfish, another 2 pepper halves, piece of swordfish, another 2 pepper halves, and finally the negi at the end. No peeking. These are looking pretty good, so now I'm going to attempt to cut one in half, and I'm going to try one with sesame oil as planned, and another with butter and a bit of pepper, because I just want to see what the flavor is like. Oh, they both look really good. The butter is smelling the most though, so it's making me really hungry. And we add a bit of water. I'm not too sure how much to add because I've just got one tiny piece here, but here we go. Wow. Okay, that was stupid. Let me try again. You probably can't even hear me because of the fan. Okay, so there were no fires. Now I'm going to try both of these. We have the sesame oil one and the butter one. I'll give them a little bit of sauce. Okay, so sesame one first. That's really good. Just a hint of the umeboshi. Okay, now let's try the butter and pepper one. I don't know why I say let, because I mean, you're not trying it, but now I'm going to try the butter and pepper one. That's a tough call. The butter gave a little bit of a sort of crust to the fish, and then I feel like the fish is highlighted more than the Shishitou, whereas with the sesame oil, you still get like a crunch of the Shishitou. So I'm just going to stick to that, and I'm just going to make them all with the sesame oil. So I'm going to add, about a tablespoon of sesame oil and just cook them up. So now I've just got to plate them up and see what Judge Man has to say. Hopefully I get a slightly better score than last time. Today there is still some umeboshi in this dish, so I took a bit of a risk, but we'll see what you have to say.
I like risk takers.
Starting with the appearance score, how much do I get out of 5?
3.1.
3.1. Okay, I'm gonna stick to 3.1. I got 3.1. Feel free to take a bite.
Itadakimasu. There seems to be some umeboshi in the sauce.
Yes.
Do you generally leave the seeds in?
Yeah, it seems to.
Okay.
The recipes don't seem to say anything about taking the seeds out.
And quite unique.
Yay! As we know, Judge Man likes things to be surprising.
A little bit more sauce, I think. Just like, cause like, bloop, bloop. Yeah, I think it's quite yummy.
So what's the taste score?
A 3.8. Maybe this is just like just a cultural, maybe like expectation, but this feels like yakitori, right? And when I have this kind of stuff, I kind of expect something a little bit more cooked, I guess.
Like the grilled taste?
Yeah.
Okay, because I pan fried this instead of grilling it.
I don't know if that's necessarily like better. Like that's the kind of stuff that I expect when I eat something like this.
Yeah, you kind of expect almost a charcoal-y taste.
So that's what's like make me reluctant about a full.
I feel like one serving is probably around 300 yen.
Oh, I got a spicy one.
But so what would the cost score be?
4 of these for 300 yen, yeah. I'd say a good 4.
Okay, and then your overall feeling?
Maybe like 3.5. I see this appearance and I'm like, oh.
Yakitori.
Yakitori. Well, I'll bump it up a little bit. 3.6.
2.6.
It's quite a fun way to taste the Shishitou. This is how much she got. The points.
Yay! Goal achieved. On that note, thank you for coming, Judge Man. I appreciate your opinions.
Gracias.
And I'll see you next time.
De nada.
You're so multilingual.
I know.